Eddie Boy here with another Ballistix Mod Garage episode. And today I have a pretty sweet treat for you. We have a custom build here by our friends over at Nerdy Ninjas. And today we're going to talk about this build, as long as get an in-depth look and interview with one of the creators, Richard Suros. So let's go ahead and take a deeper look at this build. Today I got a special treat for you. I have a longtime friend, Richard Suros, also known as Darth Beavis. He's a longtime modder, been a longtime friend of mine. So Rich, why don't you tell me a little bit about how you got into modding and this build that we have here today that you're gonna help us finish up.
Yeah, well, Ballistix has a really warm place in my heart. They brought me from being an amateur to professional modder years and years and years ago on CPU Magazine. And then they brought me out to CES to do a special build. So we built a computer inside of a globe with fiber optic cables traversing from the RAM to different cities in the globe. And as far as I recall, that was the first mod on the floor at CES.
Ooh, breaking new ground.
Yes,
pretty
always.
Cool. So tell me what we got here today and what we're gonna transform this into.
Yeah, well, this is a really special project for me. The entire community of enthusiasts are so excited about the tactical tracer with RGB and the level of customization.
Our lights.
Yes. And I'm a big maker. I like to 3D print things and laser cut things. And with this memory, what's so cool is that you can make your own tops for it. And so they're really empowering us to make our computers reflect who we are and give us the ultimate levels of customization. So what are we going to do for a showcase build to show this new RAM coming out? We decided we're going to make the RAM into the computer to showcase the customization.
With Richard's laser cutter, he was able to cut out the huge pieces of acrylic we need to make the light bar. Unlike most acrylic glues, UV glue is less toxic and doesn't put off any harmful fumes while curing. We just need to put down a few drops of the liquid and then align our pieces just on the right spot. And once we're happy with where the pieces are, it's time to start the curing process with some UV lights. This stuff is like the SSDs of glue.
We can let this dry for or cure for a couple of minutes, and then we can just lightly put stuff on this, this way. Just turn it that way, the way we have it set. Let the chop saw and just push it together. So you come over and push it into place while I'm holding it and get it all lined up.
After the light bar, it's time to work on the panels to cover the sides.
So Richard, tell me about these side panels that you have cut out here, because these look pretty cool and look like there were quite a bit of work to get these to the exact detail. It almost looked like, you pulled it off one of a giant-sized DDR4 module. Yeah, well, I use a laser cutter to cut all this, so that's a two-dimensional type of process, unlike maybe a CNC router or a 3D printer, which would be three-dimensional. So I looked at the RAM and I really wanted to get the three-dimensional aspect of it, because the RAM is really beautiful, the aesthetics. You really need to capture that so people will appreciate it.
With the pieces already cut out, we simply needed to mount them with some well-placed screws. After the panels are squared away, it's time to work on the lighting for the case. In order to give the light bar a powerful glow like the ballistic tracer modules, we ran about 12 feet of RGB lighting under the top of the case. And the lighting just speaks for itself. There's enough RGB here to light up a garage.
So I know this is a pretty in-depth mod, a lot of parts to it, especially lots of laser cutting. What do you think was the biggest challenge, particularly with this build?
Well, actually, the biggest challenge wasn't necessarily the laser cutting. It was getting it to the right size. So we had a Pelican case that we bought after we started the project, and so we had to keep reducing the size more and more and more, and that's why the components are so spread out. And we went through a couple iterations of the heat spreaders until we found something just right.
Well, Rich, this is an awesome build. Are there anything else you have down the pipeline that's potentially coming out?
Well, since I retired from pro modding, I wanted to take it easy for a bit. But after seeing this ballistic tracer RAM, I have to do something new and fresh.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, especially with how you'll be able to mod the actual light bars. I mean, with you and your laser cutter, you can do some crazy stuff. Yeah. So that's pretty cool. Well, look forward to seeing that. I'm definitely gonna do some cool stuff with that in my own mod. So appreciate you and Travis, your whole work. But yeah, we here at Ballistix, we love helping creators. We love helping you mod, make your own unique computer, your own build. So stick around with us, see some cool builds. We'll catch you again in the next Ballistix Mod Garage.